Welcome to LexLocal. I'm your host, Rick Dorrington. We have a great show lined up for you today with everything from town government updates to community celebrations. And we're doing something special. We have our very first in-studio guest joining us shortly. Let's get started. Special town meeting has just wrapped up. The item on everyone's mind was Article 8, the vote for the tax override for the new high school. Here with an update on that and a wrap of town meeting is LexMedia's own government coordinator, Devin Shaw.
Honor of a lifetime, Rick.
So the big question on everyone's mind, Article 8, just give us a quick update. What is Article 8?
Article 8 was to appropriate funds to essentially tear down the existing high school and build a new one. It doesn't mean it's completely done. It still has to go to a December 8th debt exclusion vote, but this was to allow that vote to take place. If a no vote had happened, there would not be a December 8th vote. So in a pretty resounding vote of 115 yes, 15 no, the motion passed. It needed 2/3 of the vote to go, and it did. So now on December 8th, the entire community will be able to vote on the new high school project.
Now, there were about 15 no's and people opposing the vote at the town meeting. Can you give us some idea of, why someone in the community might oppose the building project?
Yeah. One, it's a massive tax increase for residents. And that's a big issue. A lot of people think the school may be a little overkill. I heard the phrase maybe too nice. Do we need to build something like this? There are a lot of people that don't like the idea of getting rid of the whole open campus concept. There are reasons to have that, but a lot of people will miss that thing. A lot of people think it's a core part of being a student at Lexington High School, having that kind of freedom, the ability to go outside, the ability, we have open campus, and you're allowed to leave for lunch. And a lot of people think that maybe this kind of containment, it runs counter to how the school's has operated for years. Some issues that were raised where they think there's actually going to be a net loss of parking spots because they're moving the school administration office to the new facility as well. So while there is, in theory, parking increase, when there's now more town or school employees there, they may lose spots. Another issue that was raised was that they thought that the process wasn't as open as it should be, and a lot of community feedback was ignored in the process of narrowing the designs down. So they didn't think it was as transparent as it should be, and they thought a lot of ideas that people presented were either ignored or disregarded. Well, that's the same thing, but just not viewed properly. One other issue was not taking advantage of the town-owned land on Worthern Road. Some people wanted that to be looked at for maybe additional parking, so people that are going to the school wouldn't be parking in residential neighborhoods. There are a few issues brought up, and while it passed with a pretty resounding number, again, that doesn't mean that all those people that voted yes will be voting yes on December 8th. And I think that's important to realize, but it's still, there are some issues that people think about when they're voting for this project, and you have to take them seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of moving parts. The benefits are obviously pretty obvious, that $140 million that you don't want to lose out on. So I'm sure that's in a lot of people's minds as well.
Of course, yeah. It's going to be, inarguably, the biggest construction project that Lexington's ever done and may ever do until 50 to 70 years down the road when we're in need of a new high school again. So, it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people contributing ideas to it, and it's understandable that there are dissenting opinions, and that's the beauty of government. You can voice those opinions and let the voters choose.
Where are we exactly in the process? The design has been submitted and approved, and they're waiting to build?
Yeah, so this was a process that started all the way back in 2018. There have been about 200 meetings, including 15 public forums. There were 19 designs, and throughout there was a lot of community input at these public forums. which helped actually shape some of the designs. They had been altered by community feedback, and they've gone from 19 designs down to the Bloom design, which is the design they chose. It's 509 square feet. It's built for 21st century education. It's beautiful. Everything about it is, it looks forward. It's built for the future of education and for Lexington, frankly.
Awesome. And so that special vote on December 8th, what is it exactly? It's to release funds from taxpayer money to go to the building of the school?
Yes. Essentially, it's kind of a long process, but one of the key issues was if this vote did not pass in town meeting and this was not put up to the December 8th vote, the funding the state was going to provide, which is $121 million.
It's quite a bit of money.
Yeah, was at risk of not being available anymore because you have to enter essentially a line of all these communities throughout the state that are looking to build new schools. And there's a waiting period. And there's an application, and Lexington is now at the front of the line. And if we did not pass this bill to appropriate the funds in town meeting, Lexington would probably have to go to the back of the line. And if they had done that, the school is in such disrepair that there would have been necessary renovations and essentially just fixing the school to make it habitable for students, because at this point, it's pretty bleak. And that would have been like $300 million in its own right to just do those renovations. And, risking that kind of money from the state it's a big gamble. So in passing it in town meeting, it now allows the community to make a choice if they want this new school or not. Voting yes at town meeting doesn't mean you support the project. It means you support the right for the community to have their say on this particular project.
So we have basically one more step, and that's on December 8th. And
yeah, it's a big step.
Yeah.
I mean, this is years and years and years and years of work, just really dedicated members of the community, numerous committees, tireless work, pretty much just an unimaginable amount of work went into this. And it's a collaboration between architectural firms, builders, the school building committee, the student school building committee, which I find really cool. There are kids within the high school that have given their input on what a new school should look like. And they actually spoke at town meeting after they were asked some questions about the issues that they face while going to school, and overcrowding, the lack of heat and air conditioning in a majority of the school, all sorts of stuff like that. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming out. I know that the meeting started and ended in the same night. There was only one night. Anything else of note from?
Well,
from
there were 10 other items, but this was the one. If you go back and watch our meeting, which is available to watch on LexMedia's on-demand player and our YouTube page, because I put it up there, you can watch the whole thing. And I would say about 3/4 of the entire meeting was dedicated to Article 8. So. The other ones were pretty much unanimous support, went real quick. I did not expect to only have to be there for one night. I was preparing for 2 nights at least, and the moderator of town meeting, Mrs. Brown, is quite good at her job, and she got everything done. Real ship-shape operation.
Well, we'll certainly find out on December 8th, and certainly stay tuned to LexLocal and some of the government meetings to find out what happens with the vote. Devin Shaw, thank you so much for coming on.
Of
course. It was a pleasure to see you,
Of
sir.
course, Rick. It's always fun. So.
Town meeting members took a field trip recently to Waltham High School to see the work of Sims, Maney, and McKee Associates, or SMMA, the architectural firm that's been selected to design the proposed new Lexington High School. They toured the completed Waltham school to see firsthand the quality of SMMA's design work and how their vision translates into a modern education environment. A couple of months ago, LexMedia was invited to tour the school. Take a look.
Welcome to Waltham High School. So just to give you a bit of stats, we just opened in August. When we started designing the project in 2016, because there was a bit of a hiatus while the site was appropriated, it was 1,630 roughly students. Today we opened with 1,805.
Yep, 1805. Yeah.
We designed for 1,830. So in this school we have 14 career technical education classrooms, and those shops are about 8,000 square feet. And so I know we've had a lot of questions from residents about the difference in the square footage. This building is 415,000 square feet, but 90,000 square feet are those 14 shops. But to give you a sense, this is 415, we're looking at 460, so it's about a 50,000 square foot difference. We are 4 stories in the academic wing, 3 stories in the arts and the physical education. The site steps, so we move up through the site. So up at the top there where the gym and the auditorium is, that's actually on ground because we have a step in the building.
Or even like, I need a car.
I think Matt mentioned the 2 entrances. So we have a parking garage with a field on top. We have about 460 spaces in the back. We have 660 spaces total. This is a 1,000 seat auditorium. This is what we're talking about at Lexington. We have it divided between the low sloped floor and the raked ceiling. Part of the purpose of that is, one is space, but also is that this can be used as a lecture hall, right? So Darrell is looking at how to program spaces. He can bring students in here, get them contained, and use this as a lecture hall. Working with you, we'll bring, during schematic design, different layouts for the gymnasium to see what your options are and how many seats you need, how many seats you want, and what that does for courts. But they have, I think, 7 different stripings on here. We have basketball, volleyball, badminton, pickleball, I don't know what else, a lot. So the goal was to maximize the use. So 3 full cross courts, 2 divider curtains, and a 3D rock climbing wall at the end because they're not allowed to climb the rock wall outside. Yeah, when it starts to get rectangular, it's hard to teach the kids in the back. We do have science labs which are rectangle, but they're a different setup, so I'll show you those. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. You know, as with Lexington, these projects take a long time. So we were hired on March 6, 2016, and I'll probably, finally be done maybe next year, 2006, March. But, they're a lifelong project, and they're just a dream to work on. And we love, we just love walking through them. We love showing them to everyone. We love seeing how the students are using them. So it's just really important. I hope you can see or envision like the possibilities. I know you're going to go tour Lexington, so you might need to kind of keep this frame of mind while you do that.
That visit provided valuable insights as Lexington continues its own high school planning process. The Battle Green served once again as a site for civic engagement as residents gathered for Lexington's NoKings protest. As part of a larger national movement, Lexington residents joined communities across the country addressing concerns about executive power and democratic accountability. The local demonstration drew community members of all ages to the historic Battle Green. After the protest, we sat down with Toby Sackton from the Lexington Alarm, one of the event organizers, to get his perspective on what brought people out and what it means for our community and our country.
Donald Trump does not want to make America great again. He wants to make America hate again. That is his idea of where our country should be going. But I believe that in every dark and chaotic hour of our nation's life, it is the strength and the resilience of our people that have led the way.
I'm Toby Sackton. I'm one of the founders of a group called Lexington Alarm. And we came together around Patriots Day in Lexington last April 19th. And our basic feeling was, here we were celebrating the 250th anniversary of the battle, the start of the American Revolution, and a lot of the values that our militias fought for are being trampled on and discarded today under President Trump. So we thought it was very important to emphasize the idea of no kings, no tyranny, because that was actually the heart of the American Revolution.
When those Minutemen and women decided to take on the most powerful army in the history of the world, right here in Lexington and Concord? Were they knocked down? Yes. Were they knocked out? No. They got up, they fought, and they won. When the abolitionists were knocked down, did they give up? No. They got up, they fought, they won. When the suffragettes were knocked down, did they give up? No. They got up, they fought, they won. When Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement got knocked down, did they give up? No. They got up, they fought, they won.
NoKings is a recognition that we're facing an attempted authoritarian takeover of the United States government by people who do not respect the Constitution, who do not respect the rule of law, and who will use their power to enrich themselves and punish their enemies without regard to the fact that we're all citizens of the same country. People who've studied authoritarian regimes have documented that the most effective response to an authoritarian takeover is for large numbers of the people in the population to resist. We're talking about persuasion, we're talking about understanding what's happening around you, and we're talking about public displays that say, yes, we're not going to stand for it. And so that's what happened with the 6 or 7 million people around the country on October 18th. In over 2,600 communities, people came together to stand together with signs and with banners and with speeches and songs and rallies to say, we're not going to stand for this anti-constitutional action. We originally fought for no kings, and we're going to insist that we're going to have no kings in our country today. And that resonates very strongly with Lexington. So we had a fantastic rally here with 6,000 people. Everyone who spoke out that day was tied to Lexington in certain ways, and all of us feel the attachment of our own history in this time when we're faced with basically doing it all again.
I think often about what led us here. It's easy to blame man, Washington. They certainly deserve our share of vitriol that we can give them. But truth is, there's another truth to that. We got here one racist grandmother at a time. We got here one homophobic grandfather at a time. We got here one sexist brother at a time. One transphobic sister at a time. One slur we let pass at the dinner table at a time. One to hell with you, it's about my 401k at a time. One turned back on another's humanity at a time. One hatred, one disregard, one shut mouth when we should have shouted, you will not speak death into my republic at a time.
All we're concerned about right now is making a stand against lawlessness, making a stand against masked federal agents seizing people off the streets without due process and without warrants. We're against this idea of terrorizing American citizens in their cities with military forces, which is totally against the entire tradition of the U.S. military. So what do? We want to emphasize this message that everybody can resist authoritarianism in small ways and in big ways. And anything you do publicly to state your opposition helps the movement against authoritarianism, the movement to protect our Constitution, to protect the rule of law. It helps that movement grow stronger. That's why we like people to put signs in their yards, because it's a public display. We're not afraid that somebody's going to come photograph us and take our address and so forth. That's totalitarianism. We're going to stand up to that. That's why we partner with NoKings, so that we in Lexington can be part of this broader national movement, and we'll just do our part. We're very focused on our local history, we're very focused on our local community, but we feel empowered and strengthened by joining with this national call.
Thanks to Toby Sackton from Lexington Alarm for sharing his insights with us. Time now for a Lexington Chamber of Commerce Spotlight, and this week we're featuring Post 1917, the new steakhouse that opened on Waltham Street in Lexington Center. Martha Savini gives us the tour.
My name is Martha Savini with the Lexington Chamber of Commerce, and I am very excited to be here today with Jason Caron, owner of Post 1917, our new favorite restaurant in Lexington. We are very lucky to have him here. What brought you to Lexington?
We fell in love with the space. We walked through. It's the quintessential small town. We love it. And we just wanted to be here. We were in Reading, same kind of atmosphere. So we figured, why not the best two small towns around? The menu is predominantly steaks, but we have everything from chicken parm, great appetizers, great seafood, amazing seafood, and all of it is gluten-free. So you can come in, feel comfortable. You can try things you haven't had if you have celiacs. My son has celiac, so my mission is to kind of make it comfortable for that kind of crowd. And there's something for everybody. You can't go wrong.
And your menu is very specific. I can tell it's carefully curated. Can you share a little bit about how you source your ingredients, what that means to you, and how you put it all together?
We, unfortunately, to my chef's chagrin, we start every day pretty early, and we make everything fresh every day. We talk about ingredients every day. We want to make sure we have the freshest, where it's coming from.
I will say I've had just about everything on the menu.
I wasn't going to say that.
There's only one entree I haven't tried. Everything has been delicious. I've tried all the appetizers, all the entrees. They're amazing. What's your favorite thing on the menu?
I'm a carpaccio fan.
Oh, it's so good.
It is one of my favorites. It's my go-to.
And tell us a little bit about the bar, because this is hands down the best bar in Lexington. We have not had, I've lived here my whole life. We have not had a bar like this in town, and it's very special. So tell us a little bit about your bartenders, your cocktails.
So
seating.
we're bar people, Lori and I, and we always want to go where there's a giant bar. So the one in Reading is the same concept, but a little bit smaller. So we went a little bit bigger because of the space. The cocktails, our bartender, Christian, makes amazing cocktails. So when you come in, you can have mocktails, you can have a martini, all the bourbons that you want we have. And they're great, and they're a little too easy to drink.
Yeah.
And you can.
They really are. I'm not gonna lie.
And you can sit down and you can come in, have a steak dinner, have appetizers, have an app and a salad, and not feel overwhelmed, and come in multiple times. Because a small town like this, you want to be able to have repeat guests every week. So have a chicken parm one day, come and have a steak, share some appetizers. We got 1,100 wines in that wine room with our award-winning wine list. So we literally have covered everything with one restaurant.
So I'm here with Lori Haverty, who is Jason Caron's wife, who you just met a minute ago, and she is the mastermind behind the beautiful decor in this restaurant that we're so happy to have in Lexington. Thanks for sitting down with me, Lori. Can you share a little bit about your vision? Because it's a lot to put this together.
Yes, Post 1917 Lexington, as we know, is our second location. And the design with our first location came very easy to me, and I wanted to make sure that we mimicked a little bit of that coming into our second space. So adding the brick, adding big chandeliers, a large bar. We are bar people, so we wanted to make sure that the bar had enough space for everyone to sit in. It's actually larger in Lexington than it is in Reading.
39 seats.
39 seats to be exact.
21 light fixtures over the top. I've been here once or twice.
Once or twice. And the chandeliers over the bar, it was very important to me. I think when you sit at a bar and you can't see across or behind, you're not sure what's going on. And I think we wanted our restaurant to feel welcoming and family-like, and the design when you're sitting at a table to feel like you set it for your family. When you're sitting at the bar, maybe you meet someone new that you didn't know you knew from somebody else, and if there was blockage, then you wouldn't be able to see that. So that was really important to both of us. So figuring out the lighting, where the seating happened, the wallpaper throughout, beautiful. The colors, our booths were really important. We actually went larger here, which we love. The guests have been loving. Can I have a booth? And there's only two of us, but I see one open. People like to sit like they're sitting on a couch. Yeah. It's really cozy and comfy, and then the food coming out makes you feel like, oh my God, someone is taking care of me. I feel that way from the start to the finish of being in the restaurant.
Congratulations to them on their grand opening. A great addition to the neighborhood, and those crab cakes are worth the trip alone. Music filled the streets of Lexington during the second annual Porchfest, a free community musical festival that turned front porches into concert venues. Organized by the Lexington Council for the Arts, the event featured local musicians performing everything from rock to jazz across neighborhoods throughout town. Residents walked or biked from porch to porch, enjoying a diverse sound and a community spirit that will make this grassroots festival special.
I don't believe the things I'm seeing. I've been wondering about some things I've heard. Everybody's crying mercy when they don't know the meaning of the word.
I'm Kurt Klinzing. I'm a local resident in Lexington. We were here at Porchfest with my wife. We've gone to 2 performances. This was great. Everybody loved it because it was Beatles songs that we all remember from our youth. People were singing and dancing. Near our house, we also got food and a lot of good company from our neighbors in our neighborhood. So it was a great day.
It's great that people can float around and see music wherever they want to go in town, and it's a great thing for our town to sponsor. Ashley's performance space is really wonderful. You know, you feel like you're in a little natural amphitheater, and I really like performing here. And I do it every year for the last 3 or 4, I think. People running around in circles.
Live from Jamaica, Mr. Hot Pepper in the place for sure. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, 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 welcome.
Hey, I'm Eric Belford, live here, 214 Fallen Road, and we attended last year to Porchfest, some friends down the road, and had a great time, and we thought maybe we'd sign up and be a host this year. So we filled out an application, we got chosen, and the band was chosen by the town. So we just have 2 bands playing today, and pretty excited to be a part of it. Hosting is really easy. You know, I think it's all you have to do is open up the front of your house and, you know, maybe provide a welcoming spot, and I think people will come.
So Porchfest is great. We need more support for the arts in our community. Plus, like I said, we went to a couple of houses and we met our neighbors. Really builds a lot of, you know, good neighborhoods, strong neighborhoods, and you know, you find out a lot about the people who have just been sitting next to you, living next to you for a few years.
In another community event, the annual Arts and Crafts Fair brought together local artisans and craft enthusiasts for a day of creativity. Vendors displayed handmade goods from jewelry to pottery to home decor, giving residents a chance to shop local while supporting the artistic community.
Hello, my name is Trace Pachala. I'm a junior at Lexington High School, and I'm a part of the Lexington Chamber of Commerce today, and we're hosting the 32nd Annual Arts and Crafts Fair in the town center.
Today we have a big variety of art stations ranging from woodworking to jewelry to knitting and photography, painting, really everything you could find is here. We have some nonprofit artists. I think really the most important thing is connection, and one of the best ways to connect with people is through self-expression. So I see lots of artists doing that today, just expressing themselves, doing what they love to do, and we just love to promote local businesses, and that's what we're doing today with these artists.
My name is Melissa Glick. I grew up in Lexington, class of '80, Lexington High School, and I make sculpture out of old computer parts. There's a lot of old computers lying around in people's basements, and I really enjoy taking them apart and pulling out the colorful, interesting parts, and I make wall sculpture, and then I make jewelry and cufflinks and things like that. If I'm not making art, I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything. And I've known this since I was a very young child, and I love sharing my work with the public. Well, I work out of the Artisans Asylum, which is a makerspace in Alston, And it's a place where you can take classes and learn everything from woodworking to welding to jewelry making to casting and 3D printing and laser cutting, and it's something you need to practice. You have to do it every day to become good at it.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lehman. I'm here in Lexington at the Arts and Crafts Fair. It's been a great, beautiful fall day, kind of the end of summer. So I have a sculptural approach to glass, so I'm creating usually a bubble and sculpting it by using torches, pulling at it, using different wooden tools, newspaper to create the form that I desire. You have to find something that speaks to you and then from there pursue it. If you like it, you enjoy it, keep going. It can be difficult. Maybe what you make doesn't look good, that's also fine. As long as you like the process and you dedicate yourself to it, eventually you can make what you want, ideally. Make your vision come true.
The fair continues a long tradition of celebrating craftsmanship right here in Lexington. One last break, don't go anywhere. East Village Fair celebrated its 187th year, making it one of the oldest continuous community events in our area. Held on the grounds between Fallen Church and the Waldorf School, the fair featured children's games, home-baked goods, a popular flea market, and produce from Wilson's Farm. We get a peek with our new on-the-scene reporter, Sophia Willinger.
Favorite day of the year.
All right, what day is it?
It is East Village Fair Day and the sun is shining. It's a miracle. So we have pumpkins from Wilson Farm, inviting kids to come and decorate them with all kinds of great sparkly things and with pipe cleaners and pom-poms, you name it. They get very creative. Well, we also have a giant pumpkin over on our trailer, and you can guess the weight of the pumpkin. It ranges quite a bit from what people guess to what the actual weight is. So it's always fun every year to see what people guess.
Do you win any prizes if you get it right?
You win a 30-pound pumpkin.
We have had a lot of customers, and it's been busy, and we've been feeding a lot of people, and everyone seems to be eating well and going home with enough in their bellies.
This fair has been going on right here with that church there and that building there since the middle of the 19th century, and that's perfect for us.
Come on down, and we'll be here again next year, so please come back and enjoy the meal.
Awesome, thank you so much for speaking with me.
What started in 1839 as a fundraiser to build a church has evolved into a great fall tradition. And finally, one of our absolute favorite events of the year, Lexington Center transformed into a trick-or-treat destination as local businesses opened their doors to costume kids and families. Jay Clinton, aka Lex Ketchum, dressed up and headed downtown.
Hey Lexington, Lex Ketchum here for another year in the center. Check it out, what's creeping and crawling in Lexington. Let's get to it. All right, here we are, the first two ghouls. What are you guys this year?
My name is Teddy and I'm a skeleton. Hi, my name is Ian and I'm I don't know, I don't really kind of remember.
Tough to remember, you know, it happens to all of us.
Thank you.
All right, let's see who we got going next. Where are you guys this year?
So I'm Jack Fay and I'm dressed up as a bokoblin from The Legend of Zelda. So I'm Usher and I'm dressed up as Grim Reaper.
Awesome, I love Zelda. Great costume, man. Here we are with our next two ghouls. Guys, can you introduce yourselves and tell me what you are this year?
That's classified.
Classified, ooh, spooky. And how about you?
That is also classified.
Ooh, okay, I feel like I can guess what you are, but I won't spoil it for the crowd. And I'm doing a little game this year. Can you guys guess this Pokemon for me? Here we go. Number one. Who is it gonna be?
Scyther.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, 1 point to him. And how about you? What's this Pokemon? Blastoise. Wow, awesome answer. One for you too. All right, thank you guys. We're gonna go on to the next one. Here we are once again at one of my favorite spooks, Pino's Palette Special Haunted House. If you want something scary at Lexington, this is the place to go. Whew. Another year, guys. We made it through Pino's Palette once again. Let's get back on the street. And here we are again, back another year with the Golden Witches. Been here since 2013 and keeping it going. Can I ask you all, have there been any bad children this year that you had to put a hex on or anything?
There's never any bad children. They're all good and beautiful.
Here. Only beautiful, good children in Lexington. And can I ask you all, what's your favorite spell? Any spell you like the most?
Happiness, freedom.
The happiness and freedom spell. Good old American values. And do you guys have anything to say to the town this year for Halloween?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Happy Halloween from the Golden Witches!
Woo! Last piece of candy.
How does it feel?
Awesome. Yes. All right, and now let's see who we have with us now. What are you guys this year?
My name is Kira Robinson, and I'm a devil. My name is Emily, and I'm a piñata.
Oh, wonderful. You guys both look great. Can you tell me, what's your favorite thing about Halloween?
I would just say, like, hanging out with my friends and just getting to eat candy.
Awesome. And what about you?
Dressing up in stuff that you normally wouldn't wear.
I normally don't dress as a piñata, so I feel you on that one. And here you girls are. You want any candy? Yeah, no problem. Have a great rest of your day. Yeah, no problem. All right, that's who we got up next. Can you tell me what you are this year?
7.
I guess. And you?
I'm a Barcelona player.
Ooh, wonderful. And can you briefly explain to me what 6'7" is, just for the news, so everyone knows?
It's kind of meme. It originally came from a song, but it spread with fluffy hair kid.
It's dictionary word of the year.
I did see that, but it is not a word. Well, Lexington, we're done with another successful year of Halloween in the center. All out of candy, saw some smiles, saw some screams, real scary time, but also a good time. We'll catch you again next year, Lexington.
Happy Halloween!
Thanks, Jake, for catching them all. For all of us here at LexMedia, I'm Rick Dorrington. Thank you, Devin Shaw, again for coming on the program, and thank you folks for watching.